After being with my wife for more than 10 years, I can finally say that I have a wonderful relationship with her. And it's not because I've memorized or know everything about her. It's not because I have a technique that I apply, nor is it because our relationship is without challenge or pain. Relationship is the experience of you and me being together and feeling this. I am relating to you when I am feeling myself and I am feeling you. And I'm able to create an inner experience that includes both you and me. This is a capacity, one that I have painstakingly created in my life over the last decade. And in this video, I'm going to share the 3 essential elements of this capacity that enables us to have a good relationship with anyone. This is not just relationships with our partner or spouse. This could be with our coworkers, our children, friends, neighbors, political rivals, anybody in the world where you are in relationship. Okay, so the first capacity, the first skill, the first orientation is I need to be able to be with myself. I need to know what is happening for me, first of all. I need to be connected to the stream of thoughts, feelings, and sensations that are occurring in my body. This is the information that I'm going to need to use to relate, to communicate what's going on for me. So I'm going to have to know that information. So the way that I know that information is that I learn to pay attention and stay grounded in my body. When things come up that are difficult, I'm going to have to stay with them. I can't leave myself because I feel angry or sad or overwhelmed. I have to learn how to stay with emotions and experiences that are challenging, uncomfortable, overwhelming. I'm going to have to learn how to regulate or soothe or soften into all of the experiences that I have in my body. To be in relationship with you, I need to be in relationship with myself. So the second capacity that I'm going to need is I'm going to be able to need to communicate that coherently, which means that I'm going to have to speak what I am experiencing to you. That sounds really simple, but often when there's conflict, it's not very easy. So a good example is if I say, you are a terrible person. That's really not an expression of what's going on for me. That's an expression of my judgment. That's just a thought that I have created that doesn't accurately or coherently reflect how I'm feeling. A different way of communicating that would be more coherent would be to say, I am angry, I feel shocked, I feel disappointed. The difference is that my feeling state doesn't necessarily change, but I'm able to communicate accurately, coherently, what is actually happening in my body. This makes it palatable and understandable for others. If I tell you that I feel angry, well, then I've given you information about what's happening for me. If I tell you that you're a terrible person, I've just laid a judgment upon you, which is not very useful information. It tells you there's something going on for me, but it doesn't help you to understand me or for you to be in relationship with me at all. Nor does it help me to be in relationship with myself. So I have developed the practice to connect to myself, and I have learned the capacity to communicate what is happening for me. The third skill is to be able to receive and feel and stay with what is happening for other people. We could call this attunement or listening or feeling other people, seeing and feeling other people. And the skill in this is not only do I hear the words that you're saying, but that I am present with you and I actually receive and feel the thoughts, the feelings, and the sensations that you are experiencing. Sometimes you'll tell them to me, or sometimes other people will tell them to us, and sometimes they won't. But either way, I am creating a living expression of you in me. Moment to moment, I am paying attention to you, and I am receiving how you feel and what's going on for you. So that means every moment that I get information about you, I'm able to respond to how you are in this moment, what's happening for you. So when we don't have this information, how do we know how to respond to people? What do we say and do? Well, usually we take educated guesses. If we're not connected to the stream of thoughts, feelings, and sensations that are happening for other people, if we don't know what's going on for other people, often we will just create guesses basically from our past. We'll say, you're just, or you never, or some judgment based on past experience, usually past pain. This is called projection. So projection is just educated guesses, usually when I have an absence of information from you, when I'm not able to receive how you are in the present moment, but also because I carry pain from the past. And we'll get into that a little bit more. Okay. So these three capacities, I almost call them techniques, these three capacities together make me effective in relationship. And like all practices, they are progressive. And for me, as is for most of the people that I work with, these three elements are learned progressively, meaning it's easiest to be with myself and to learn to feel what's going on for me. And then to communicate that to other people, that skill is the next that we develop in the progression. And the third one, the ability to actually feel other people, is the one that usually requires the most time and effort to develop. Okay, so those are the three skills. Now, how do we learn these? Well, the first is, the good news is that these are all innate. These are all innate in the functioning in your physiology, in your consciousness, in your body, being in relationship, relating, feeling yourself, expressing, communicating, and receiving other people. All of these are built into you. This is your native capacity. The bad news is that trauma affects this natural capacity, it distorts it. When we hold pain in our body, when we have learned to manage our experience of relationship in our life, it distorts and challenges our ability to stay present to ourselves and stay present to other people. So the development of this capacity, much of it, is just resolving the pain that I hold in my body and creating the most open and receptive nervous system that I can. Everywhere I'm holding the past, every place in myself where I'm holding past experience is a place in which I'm not available to receive you in the present. My capacity to be present now is diminished everywhere where I hold past experience, pain, and trauma. So I'm going to have to resolve that. Really, to be effective in relationship, to use this natural capacity, I'm going to have a resolution of the past as deeply as I can. Again, this is progressive. So the good news, again, the good news, the bad news, and the good news is this can all be learned together. This whole suite of capacities can be learned together. Relational practice, something I do and I teach, I love very much. It's the practice of actually relating to other people, moment to moment, in the present moment. What is happening for me? What is happening for you? So I grew up playing sports, and in sports there are practices and there are games. In games, the pressure is on. You're under a lot of time pressure, and you just react. You just do the best that you can. In practice, there's no opponent. The stakes are much lower. You can slow down and really learn your craft. In this case, relating. Spiritual practice, and in this case, relational practice, is where you learn to slow down, to feel yourself, communicate with others, and in turn feel other people and receive their communication. So instead of looking at all these different aspects of practice uniquely, in relational practice, we take them on all together. Now, previously, meditation was a very useful way to learn this suite of capacities, and it still is. Relational practice is essentially meditation while in relationship. It turns ordinary life experiences of being with people into a presence-based experience and into a meditation. And this is something that I love to teach. So to learn this skill, to have this capacity to have a wonderful relationship with everybody in your life, requires practice. Because there is trauma, because there is a lifetime of stored experiences and a lack of safety and connection, there's lots to see and feel and be with. For me, the most important thing that I can do in this world is teach this capacity and create a place to practice. More important even than that is to support society to recognize that this is a fundamental aspect of well-being, that relationship, feeling connection is like a civic responsibility. It's good for all of us. It's a fundamental skill. When you look around at the world, the problems that we have, wherever there is a problem that we have, you will find trauma and an inability to find connection and interdependence. So learning these skills is culturally significant. It's mandatory for a higher potential future for all of us. It's in all of our best interest to learn this capacity to heal and help others to heal in turn. I teach this. If this resonates with you, reach out to me. In the bottom of this video, in the description, I should say, there's links to connect with me about this. Our culture has the opportunity to take this on, to become well, and to create a world where we all feel our mutual interdependence, and we're all living expressions of what is good for all of us.